I've been a pastor here for 7 years, and since my arrival, I felt like I've been a part of this family. It's been my priority to identify and advance projects that will strengthen our parish and school.
I fell in love with this place. I told the students after Mass the other day that when I came here it was a school, and within a couple months it was my family. And I told my husband this is where our kids were going to go to school, and the rest is history.
Oh, it was amazing. We came here not knowing a soul, and immediately were thrust into PTA. Back then, PTA attendance was mandatory, so all of a sudden we had hundreds of friends who became very social. And as a matter of fact, when our last child went through and there was no PTA, there was a real gap in our lives.
Well, I see the overall piece of what I want kids to be, my own kids and any student who walks through the doors. They get a great academic education, they get the foundation for learning, but they become great people. And I know that happens by virtue of being part of this parish.
And St. Peter's is our family. Besides our immediate family, St. Peter's is our family. They're going to support us through whatever it is we have to get through. And sure enough, 2 years after we moved, my husband died of prostate cancer. And I am so glad that we were here at St. Peter's to have all the people, men and women, that supported me through all that.
We cannot imagine life without St. Peter's. We do feel greatly indebted.
We've made great progress on our priorities. We've already completed the portico. We're about to finish the north parking lot. Now it's time to move forward with two big projects, the North School building and the gathering space, which will allow us to build community here at St. Peter's.
The Upon This Rock capital campaign seeks to raise $6.2 million. There are three components. The first is to retire debt of $325,000 remaining for construction of our Safe to School drop-off area on Meyer Boulevard and construction of our handicap accessible entrance to church on the west side. $5.9 million is needed for an extensive renovation of our iconic North School building. Of that amount, $2.7 million is for infrastructure. That building is not even sprinkled, so that money will go towards heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing. Once we reach the $6.2 million mark, it will put us in a position so that we can borrow what is necessary to construct the narthex gathering area between church and school, and we will be able to repay that debt out of operating expenses.
We have an opportunity to build on St. Peter's extraordinary legacy. I ask you to consider what St. Peter's Parish and School means to you. Please join me in making a sacrificial gift to this campaign.
It's important for Jeff and I to make a financial contribution to this campaign because we love this community. We want it to grow, we want to see it thrive and be here for generations to come.
You know, thinking about a pledge to the capital campaign requires a lot of thought and a lot of prayer because we're going to be asked to make a big sacrifice. We're not going to be asked to just give $10 more a week or something. It's going to be a big thing. And I have gone through a couple of capital campaigns here, and I know that God watches over us, helps us make the decision, and sees to it that we can afford to make that contribution.